sitting outside of the school waiting for Darcy to get out of class. So I feel like it's a good time to practice guitar in the car. Disco helmet man, when your keyboard broke it made me sad. And when the haters started hating, saying you should not be playing, well it kinda made me mad. Disco helmet man, when your keyboard broke it made me sad. And when the haters started hating, saying you should not be playing, well it kinda made me mad. No, wait, go.
Go now, get now, get now, get now.
No, wait, go.
Go now, get now, get now, get now.
No, wait, go.
Go now, get now, get now, get now.
No, wait, go. They're not supercalifragilistic. They're not espialidocious at all. And they cannot hurt ya with the worst of us. And they can knock now. They're not supercalifragilistic. They're not expialidocious at all. And they cannot hurt ya with the worst of us. And they can knock now. 'Cause you're the disco helmet man, the synth-pop troubadour, with your fingers all on fire and your legs are kicking higher. I'm a waving to see your fans of the disco helmet man. For the first time in my entire life, in the last 6 months, I believe in myself. That's silly, I know, but it's true. I've never really tried because I've always really not believed it. Like, I felt like I had something to say, but I was too unsure to know what it was I had to say, if that makes any sense. And then I came to Threads. After about 3 days, I started like getting this great music content, all these great indie artists. And I heard Galaxy Parade. I've already mentioned it in my deep dive, which I would love to invite you to read if you haven't. Changed my life on the spot. I am sorry, I have got to go and find a decent point of view. I'll write you when I get there. Oh, hello, the voice inside my head reminded me of you and memories of long ago. Yeah, that's my new favorite song. It hits me right in the heart, behind the guitar, right there. I learned why I've always held myself back. And I'm not doing it anymore. Succeed or not succeed, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not trying. I'm going to believe. I went back and listened to my last CD with my sister, who's been trying to help me get better my whole life. And I heard it with the different ears. I couldn't believe it. Turns out I've heard everything critically, brutally critically, my entire life. And listening to it with a sense of confidence, I heard it all again. And I believe you. I believe that I got something to say. So thank you for that. More than I can say. And I'm going to be around. I got plans. Also, please support all the artists here on Threads doing what they're doing to rise in the music industry, but doing so with integrity and kindness, support for others. How can I put that? What's a word I could use? Community over competition. It's got a ring to it.
Community over competition.
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 Community over competition. Chip off the old rock.
So yeah, thank you so much. I would like to tell you about my project so as many people as possible can know what I got planned and hopefully be a part of it. Songs for Creatives. I was on social media, not enjoying what I was seeing. I'd see creative people And then I'd read the comments and I'd see these horrible comments. As I mentioned about Disco Helmet Man, who's actually written or inspired by Synth Pop Troubadour. And some of the comments that were made, one that will never leave my mind is someone said, "The world is better without your music." Another one was Button the Busker. He's on my list. Guy's been busking on the street for 10 years plus, forever. I've seen comments to him that blow my mind. Like, how could you talk to somebody like that? Especially someone that's pouring out their creative hearts. He had his new child on one of his videos, and someone said, "I hope that's not your kid, Tony, because I don't know what kind of dad you'd make." This is what people go through online. This is the attacks they get and the way people act. It's more than meanness. It's violence. That's violence to say something like that to somebody. But I can't fight it in the comments. No one's going to flip their opinion, start treating people kindly. And that's when I had this idea. You know what? This is what I do. I make music. I write songs. And actually, I write songs about real life things a lot. And I have a style of lyrics, which you guys might know by now, that it's a little light. It can be a little comical. But you got to listen twice, 3 times maybe, because they're deeper than that. They always have a meaning. And so I realized I could write a song that highlighted his creativity and lifted him up a bit. And though it wasn't going to change the world, I'm not going to single-handedly change the internet, I can pour something positive back in where I see people pouring negative in. So that's my project, Songs for Creatives. This is a project I started about a month ago when I was online and I was looking at people playing music, dancing, poetry, authors, just being creative. And there was a guy, Synth Pop Troubadour. He's known for his busking, where he plays out in public and he brings insane energy. He's got fiery fingers and his legs kicking around, and he wears amazing clothing, and he draws crowds, and people love it. They're dancing and laughing and high-fiving, and he's just bringing creative energy and passion. Well, at one point, his keyboard broke, and people online got so evil. One person actually said, couldn't believe this, he said, "You know, the world's better without your music in it, so I hope you don't get a new keyboard." And it just hit me so hard. I was like, what? What are you doing? Why would you do? So I get in the comments, bad idea, never gonna help. It just gets worse. It gets more negative. You can't talk people out of that. I mean, no one's ever gonna be like, "You know, that's a really good point you're making there, sir," on the internet. "I'm gonna change my negativity and be nice from now on." It's not gonna happen. And I was just upset about it. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna write a song about this. And then it hit me. Wait a second. I can't fight it. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to get online and change anything. But do I have the power to bring positivity, to bring something good to the situation, whether it changes anything or not, at least maybe be a support for people? So that's when the idea was born to, why don't I find creative people that inspire me, write a song for them, about them, something that's positive. And that's what I'm doing. I have a whole list of people, but the first one was the original one, Synth Pop Troubadour. So that's what this is. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm not trying to save anybody. I don't feel like I have some magical power, but I'm gonna do what I can to add positivity and goodness and community over competition to the scenario. Disco Helmet Man is the name of the song that I wrote. Basically, it's just something like, "Disco Helmet Man, when your keyboard broke, it made me sad. And when the haters started hating, saying you should not be playing well, it kinda made me mad. They're not supercalifragilistic, they're not expialidocious at all. If they could not hurry on with the worst of us, and they could knocking now. 'Cause you're the Disco Helmet Man, the Synth Pop Troubadour. With your fingers all afire and your legs kicking higher, I'm a waving to see a fan of the Disco Helmet Man. Hello, do you know this guy? His name's Steven. He's a musician, and when he plays live, he brings all kinds of energy and heart, and people dance and laugh, and he goes right out in public and makes it happen. But then his keyboard broke. And then he had to deal with all these haters online who were terrible. They were like, "We hate you and you stink and the world is better without your music." Who says that? What does that even mean. It's horrible. And it's not true. And guess what? That made me want to write a song about Steven. So it goes like this. Disco helmet man, when your keyboard broke, it made me sad. And when the haters started hating, saying you should not be playing, well, it kind of made me mad. They're not supercalifragilistic, oh no, not expialidocious at all. And they could not put ya with the worst of us, and they can knock with the disco helmet man, the synth pop troubadour. When your fingers on the fire and your legs are kicking higher, I'm a wave in a sea of fans of the disco helmet man, the synth pop troubadour. With your fingers on the fire and your legs are kicking higher, I'm just one wave in a sea of fans of the disco helmet man. Keep it real, bro.
Hours a day.
The home of real local radio.
Beyond Radio.
So you are listening to another Monday evening show here on Beyond Radio with me, Silent Mark. In this hour, we play new music, we play old music, and we tell you what's coming up this week in the area. One band that I played a few weeks back was a band called Neccos for Breakfast. The song is called Disco Helmet Man. This is Neccos for Breakfast. This is Beyond Radio.
Look at them